Turnberg responded by email with a sense of dismay and didn't mince words about the chief and the mayor. To say I'm disgusted is an understatement, you said.
Yep.
This
True.
is very disappointing. On the flag the following morning, yesterday, Turnberg said she would not comply with the directive. I am not here to make friends, you said.
True.
I am not here to pump someone's ego up.
True.
I'm here to find out what's going on and to do the best for the residents of Fargo.
True.
Those are all true. Disputing the accusations about chokehold discussions, Turnberg clarified by saying she was talking about a tactic used by Minneapolis police officers in the George Floyd case, in which officers, of course, use knees to control suspects that are detained. The chief has stated things that are untrue, and many in the department are extremely unhappy with leadership, you went on to say in your statement.
Oh, former and present true.
Turnberg, who said during the Thursday radio interview she has met once with the chief and assistant chief. She has since reached out to Zabolski with no reply, accusing the chief of being difficult to work with.
True.
I stand by all I have said and am very concerned about our officers.
True.
Flagg Family News reached out for a response from the police department on Wednesday. Public Safety Information Office was provided quotes from Turnberg, who sent written responses to Flagg Family News for comment about Mahoney's initial interview. Turnberg's statements included comments about both Mahoney and Zabolski. Flagg Family News shared the statements made about Zabolski with the city. The following day, on Thursday, yesterday, the Public Safety Public Information Team requested a copy of the full interview between the news department and Turnberg. Flagg Family News responded by saying the full email communication would not be shared, but instead provided additional information, which included an audio file of the Thursday interview.
Wait, they wanted the full my email?
No, the following day on Thursday, the Public Safety Public Information Team requested a copy of the full interview between the news department and Turnberg.
Well, you could listen to your channel and have it.
It says Flagg Family News responded by saying the full email communication would not be shared, but instead provided additional information, which included the audio file.
I think you basically read the email. It wasn't like I just said, that's really disappointing.
So the Public Safety PIO provided a statement from Chief Zabolski. Have you heard the statement?
No.
Would you like to hear the statement?
Sure.
I was recently made. Just keep calm.
Okay.
Because I don't think you're going to keep calm
I'm
when
trying
you hear
to
this.
breathe.
I was recently made aware that Commissioner Turnberg shared concerns during an email exchange with WDAY Radio. In an effort to provide a fair and informed response, I requested access to the full conversation. That request was not granted. Without the full contents, there's a risk of misinterpretation that can unintentionally affect transparency and trust. As a chief of police, I take my responsibility seriously. I lead this department with integrity and a commitment to transparency, accountability, and public safety. I've always welcomed and will continue to welcome communication from elected officials, responding appropriately through the established channels. These conversations provide important opportunities to discuss concerns, verify facts, and clarify information. I have addressed many such concerns from commissioners in the past and worked collaboratively to reach resolutions. I will not engage in political disputes or personal attacks. My focus remains on supporting my focus remains on supporting our officers, protecting the public, and maintaining the trust of the Fargo community. That focus will not waver, no matter the political pressure or personal agendas involved. I stand by the integrity of my leadership, shaped by 41 years of policing experience and supported by the consistent professionalism of this department. We will continue doing the important work the public expects from us, serving professionally, responding with integrity, and remaining committed to the people of Fargo. That was the statement from the chief.
Let me say.
Where do you want to start?
Let me say, I back the blue.
Okay. I know that.
You and I, Jay, are friends.
Yeah.
How many law enforcement officers am I good friends with?
Lots. We both are.
A lot.
Yeah.
I was married to a police officer. I have a lot of current, very high-ranking law enforcement friends, current and retired. I have the utmost respect for fire and police, and I believe that they all know it. Maybe if they're brand new, they don't know who I am. That's fine. But I challenge you. You can ask any firefighter if they would come to me with a problem and if they would trust me.
And they would say yes, without
Yes.
a doubt.
Yep. And I think that has been relayed to police, that I am a commissioner that can be trusted. You can reach out to me and I will investigate.
What is going on? What do you think is going on?
I think people don't like me
Why? Because you're stirring things up?
because
You're
I'm
digging in,
a
getting transparent?
female that's not afraid to stand up and speak out, and I'm not going to be bullied by somebody that wants to shut me up.
Good for you. 701-293-9000. Email studio at wdayradionow.com. All right, John, you're up. Jay Thomas Show.
You know, go Michelle, go.
Thank you.
You know, I'll tell you, Jay. I think morale on the police department is suffering, and I can tell you because I motor all over town in this big old truck. And when I see the firefighters and I give a wave, hell, I get waves back.
Mhm.
Once in a while, I even get a horn blast. Lately, either in my truck or my personal vehicle, I'll put the thumbs up out the window of the truck. I mean, out in plain view, and it's just like our officers are zombies. I don't know if they're just that demoralized or that focused on something else.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems like, you know, and I think they need, you know, the officers out there on the beat who actually listen to you need to kind of get the word out that, you know, for the most part, the citizenry of this city still supports you guys.
Oh, 100%.
And I'll tell you, this bumpkus with Mr. Mahoney, I'm surprised I haven't gotten an email saying, hey, you stop talking to Jay Thomas.
Yeah.
You're stirring the water, Wilson.
Yeah.
You know, you know, his statement is laughable. You know, and it's just like, I want to know, Michelle, how much do you talk to Dave Pepcorn right now?
How much do I talk to Dave?
Commissioner Pepcorn?
Yeah.
I speak with Commissioner Pepcorn this morning when we had an executive session. We don't see each other out and about that much, maybe at tailgating or maybe in the summer.
Okay, no,
but
I mean, you see him enough to talk about some of the stuff that's going on.
we can talk to one other commissioner. You cannot talk to three
Yeah, you
or
can't
more.
three because that's what is it? What is
So,
it? Is
a
a quorum?
quorum.
Yeah.
So that's a difficulty that I think a lot of people don't understand, that sometimes we get to the city commission meeting and something comes before us. And I have no idea what Commissioner Strand has been meeting with people, or I have no idea if Commissioner Pepcorn has been doing something, because we can't all just get together and brainstorm or talk or just talk it out. The budget.
Yeah.
Could we all just get
that's
together?
Fine. I understand how the rules work. You know, the thing is, Jay, you know, and I
Quickly,
don't want
'cause I gotta
to
get to these
too
calls.
far and go into the property tax crap.
No, not right
I'm
now.
going to tell you, you know, Pepcorn's onto something with trying to dial back some of this money. And Michelle, I think you need to get on board with him a little bit and see what's up, because I still say that there's several things that we gave out tax breaks for that never materialized the way they were intended, like that mall and the old Burger King,
All right.
as well as the old Fargo Laundry and stuff.
All right, we'll get to that later on. Appreciate the call. I got full lines. People are trying to get through here. 701-293-9000. Darius, you're coming up. Then it's Larry, and Ronnie's getting to the phones as fast as possible. And we'll get to the emails. Charlie, you're up. Jay Thomas Show.
Hey, Michelle, I'm a citizen of Fargo, and I have no confidence in our police chief. I have friends that are cops. I have friends that are retired cops. And the stuff, this guy is a DEI-focused guy, and he's not focused on tactics with the growing crime in Fargo. That's what our police officers need to be trained on, is tactics and better SA. That 3v1 thing that happened a couple of weeks ago, that showed me a perfect example of lack of training and a lack of SA by those officers. Any person that an officer comes in contact is potentially a violent person, and you don't know that until they make the proper investigation. So we need to fire the chief, fire him. And can I ask you guys, why do you hire people outside of the Red River Valley all the time for these positions? We have 3-4 universities in Red River Valley, and it seems like we could get very good candidates or candidates that move up in in the police department that know our community better than this clown.
And
I have no confidence in him.
And I've said that for many years in this program. It drives me nuts. Look, if you don't have anybody within that has the qualifications to have that top spot, I get it. But Fargo had plenty of officers that could have stepped up to that position. It's the same thing whether it's fire or whatever it is. I don't understand why we have to go outside the area. And it sends a horrible message, I think, to the rank and file that, oh, look, am I ever going to be able to move up to that position? They always hire somebody from another city. That's why I applaud West Fargo when they took Chief Nielsen, because he'd been with the department for you're not getting Chief Nielsen. They took Nielsen, who had been with the department for years. It's like, that sends a message. Look, you put your time in and you can move up to the top spot or the top spots.
Hey, and Chief Nielsen is
Thanks, Charlie.
Fabulous. And I think that the city did a really good job. I wasn't involved in the process. I got to
That was way before your time, yeah.
Yeah, the hiring of this current police chief was before my time. But I think we did a really good job with the fire chief.
Yeah,
that
was a good call.
I think Gary Lorenz would be wonderful. He was here for 20-some years.
He came. He went up to Grand Forks, right?
Yes.
But he was
assistant
here.
Chief,
yeah,
I believe here, but had worked for 28 years, perhaps. But I had several emails from current firefighters that had the absolute utmost respect.
Yeah,
for him.
he's a good guy, and that's really not hiring from. It's still kind of hiring with him because he was here for years.
He still had a house here.
Yeah, had the opportunity to go up there and take the top job, and then had an opportunity to come back. But he knows the area, so you hire. Yeah, it's. I'm with you, Charlie. Ty, you're on the way. Arden, you're coming up. I got one open line. Larry, you're up. Jay Thomas Show.
A couple of things.
Yes.
First off, I have no faith in a police chief that lies to me and says crime's down in Fargo and downtown Fargo is safe. Number two, why aren't North Dakotans good enough for Plum Fargo city jobs? Why do they always have to go to Wisconsin or Illinois or Minneapolis, Twin Cities? Why do we always have to hire Minneapolis consultants?
Mm-hmm. I'm with you.
Absolutely.
Been harping on that, Larry, for years. I'm with you. You and a lot of other people feel the same way. Larry, appreciate it. Ty, you're up. Jay Thomas Show. Ty, go ahead.
Hey, Jake.
You're up. Go.
Jake, can you hear me, buddy?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hey, sorry. So listen. So this mayor was clearly hired, during this whole DEI woke thing we were going through. He was hired to appease that crowd, the DEI woke crowd. We're seeing the repercussions for it. Michelle's working her butt off. And what I've learned to read over the years, Jay, is to read the room in the sense that if they're acting this way regarding her, that they are clearly afraid of her. They know she's going to take over. They know it's very likely he's going to be our next mayor. And then Mahoney's and the chief, they're in repair mode. They're there and save their butt mode. They want to cover themselves. They want to make sure they get their legs taken care of. They want to make sure their friends are in charge. Yep. And she's going to get in there and figure out where all this money went, why so much is wasted, why all this crap. And they're dreading that idea of their. It's not like Obama. They're more worried about their legacy than they are the city of Fargo. That's all I want to say.
I appreciate the phone call. Arden, you're up. Jay Thomas Show.
Yes, Michelle, when the mayor race comes up, you need to run because you will get elected and you can straighten out Fargo. I'm not from Fargo, but I love listening to your dialogue. I have 4 daughters of my own, and they're all strong women. So you go, girl.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks, Arden. Appreciate the phone call. 701-293-9000. Email says, please tell Michelle I'm 100% behind her in this dust-up. Zabolski is the worst police chief in Fargo history, and if she wants to speak to officers individually, he can pound sand. She represents all Fargo citizens, including rank-and-file officers. I can't wait until we replace him with someone more in the mold of Chief Todd. Another email, Michelle, you're awesome. If a supervisor from an agency doesn't want you talking to the people they supervise, they're hiding something. Keep digging, Michelle. All right, when we come back, let's go through all this stuff, this dust up, because the one thing, when I saw the mayor of Fargo is confirming an elected leader, was recently told.
I don't think it was recently. I think it's been since I started.
Really? To avoid speaking directly to officers about policing matters.
I think they have been told not to speak to me.
And is only permitted to go through the police chief.
Yeah. I don't work for him.
You don't work for the
I
chief.
don't work
You
for
don't
him.
work for the mayor.
No.
Now, if you're trying to get through on the phones, the lines now are open, so you get through. 701-293-9000. Email studio at WDAYradionow.com. More with Commissioner Turnberg. We come back. Jay Thomas Show. Yeah, baby. Cake. Who's that?
Julia.
Here. Good call, man, Ronnie. Good Friday music. I want to hear short skirt and a long jacket.
I think that's a excellent choice.
I think that one will be. Oh, okay. All right. 701-293-9000. On a Friday, the gift that keeps on giving. Commissioner Michelle Turnberg.
You're welcome. Just
Oh,
here
I
to
got my rim-
brighten your Friday.
I got my rim shot off. Here's when was the last commission meeting you guys had?
Monday.
Was it Monday?
Yep.
So we got some audio from that commission meeting, and I can't find it now.
Did I say something humorous?
Yeah,
or
it
controversial?
was pretty good. There it is.
Or was it my facial expressions?
The next time I have to come in here, I'm cracking skulls.
No,
My voice was hoarse that day.
no, here it is.
I'm not leaving. The show goes on. This is my home. They're gonna need a wrecking ball to take me out of here.
There you go.
I love it.
There's Michelle.
Yep.
Let me grab Rob, who's been waiting forever to get on. Rob, you're up, Jay Thomas Show.
What's going on, Jay?
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, so I've known Michelle for a long time, back 25 years when she was serving on a board for people with disabilities. She's always had the most integrity. So, Michelle, I'm a voter, and so apparently you say you work for me, so I'm telling you to talk to whoever you want to talk to.
Yeah, there it is,
Thank you,
right
Rob.
there. I love it.
Now, I do have a suggestion. If I could just make a suggestion too, I think maybe 28 or 32, you should run for president, and then name Jay as your press secretary to do those briefings. That would be epic.
He would give Caroline a run for her money.
Could you imagine the fun I'd have? Sit
That
down,
would
you
be great.
knucklehead.
Yep.
Don't ever ask a question like that again.
It could be they could be a pay-per-view and raise money.
There you go.
You're the best, Rob. Thank you.
Love it.
Keep
Love
it up.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Rob.
man.
Appreciate the phone call. I got a ton of emails. I'll get to those emails. I want to go through. All right, so let's talk about where did this whole chokehold thing come from? Supposedly, what did you supposedly say? They're claiming you said that you never said.
Yeah. So I don't believe I have ever said chokehold, because what I was speaking about was the Derek Chauvin maneuver in order to restrain George Floyd.
Yep.
And I got into a discussion with an individual who argued that it was an illegal hold. And I said, no, it wasn't. This was taught. This has been taught to our officers, to local officers. Minneapolis, did you not watch The Fall of Minneapolis? Oh, that's just a bunch of BS.
Yeah, I'm quite sure I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
So that is, I don't know how anyone would get chokehold out of that. I can't imagine. I said I would never say it. The mayor goes, well, there's a recording of you. And
Where
I
is
don't
it?
believe, I don't know.
Where's this recording?
But that is what I was speaking about. And that is what lit the fire under the chief's behind. And you are very good friends with many law enforcement officers.
I am.
And I've asked them at your home, face to face. It's confirmed. So I was told that I ruined the morale of the entire Fargo Police Department.
Who told you that?
The chief.
The chief told
So
you
for
that to
him
your
to
face.
say that he doesn't get into personal debates is absolute baloney, because I was there on a city matter to discuss a resident who had many, many, many calls into dispatch about a drug house across the street from them. And I promised the resident that I would dig into it. I brought all of the information that he sent me, zip files and PDFs, and I brought it all with me and just wanted to discuss it with the chief. And I was brand new to the commission, but I wanted to meet everyone and have relationships with everyone.
Yeah,
And
you hit the ground running.
and make people feel welcome, that they could come talk to me.
Yeah.
And then he literally changed the conversation and told me to my face that I ruined the morale of the entire police department.
Wow. Did you
I'll never forget it. I went, what?
And how did you, in his mind, ruin the morale of the police department?
Number one, false.
Yeah.
By what? Saying that
Exactly.
maybe he's not teaching it in his training. Fine. That is nothing what I said. I said that was taught.
Yeah.
In the past. That was a maneuver to subdue an assailant or someone that was not complying with law enforcement.
Here it is right here. This is an email I got from a Fargo police officer for 30 years. He was an officer here in Fargo, retired now. Currently, someone has lied about Michelle, telling local media that she has stated Fargo police officers told her chokeholds are taught to Fargo police. Michelle has never said that. No. She has said that Fargo officers, both current and retired, have told her the tactic Derek Chauvin employed against George Floyd has been taught in Fargo. Zabolski claims that is false. Jay was a Fargo police officer for 30 years. I was taught that tactic. The tactic is to kneel on the back of a suspect's shoulder. Fargo officers are afraid to speak out, Jay, because Chief Zabolski will come down like a ton of bricks on any officer who expresses anything negative about him. Many Fargo officers are unhappy with the chief, but are afraid of being demoted, reassigned, or fired if they say so. I strongly disagree with his tactics and the fact that he allows his politics to determine policies. That approach is not the way to effectively run a police department. A department shrouded in secrecy is a department in trouble, and that is what Fargo has right now. Do you feel the same way?
Yes.
We've had other former police officers reach out who I highly respect. I worked with them for years, being in the media, basically saying the same thing.
Yes. I mean, when I was in Frisco, Texas for the Bison game, who gave me a ride back to my hotel with my girlfriend?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
The chief of police and the sheriff.
Oh, really?
So I think I'm in pretty good company.
Yeah. All right. We're trying to get Michelle to talk to whoever's in charge, and that's the police chief, Mahoney confirmed, adding Police Chief Dave Zabolski himself made that request.
Here's the deal.
Hold on. Mahoney claimed that Turnberg has come up with ideas sometimes that are not true.
I don't know what he's talking about there.
Hang on, callers.
I have no idea. Untrue? No. What?
We were having some talks about chokeholds, said Mahoney. We don't have chokeholds in our department. She claimed
Never said that.
She claimed we did after talking to some officers.
No, God.
You've never.
He's totally misquoting me. And I even told him today, I said, I would like a public apology. He's like, nope, you said it. I'm like,
then where's the proof? Mayor Mahoney, where the hell's the proof? Don't be like most of the media out there. If you claim she said it or somebody told you she said it, where's the proof?
And
if there's no proof and you're accusing her of it, then you owe the commissioner an apology.
And when I sat across from Chief Zabolski, I said that maneuver was taught. I didn't say chokeholds were being taught in Fargo by you. Mm-hmm. I said that maneuver, he brought the topic
maneuver.
up.
Yeah,
yes,
the kneel
he
maneuver.
Brought it up. I didn't bring it up.
Oh, my God. Mark in Brushville, you're up, Jay Thomas Show.
So, Mahoney is a person that the more he talks, the less I trust him. I mean, just sincerely, he seems like a mumbling car salesman. But this Chief Zabolski, he's the person that's kind of the one that's at the core of this all, because if you go back to 2022, there was an article, I think, in the Forum, and they were digging into his past in Milwaukee.
I remember that.
Like in the 5 years he was there, like 30 people left that were under him.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have a person that, like Michelle, who has in the past tried to, get the word out. And, I mean, to her credit, she's done a good job of that. So speaking truth to power, if the people in power are scared of being outed for whatever they're doing, I'd say keep digging. You're digging where there's taters.
That's right.
Well, he is not my boss, and I will repeat that again and again. He has no say in what I do. And I'm sure we're all aware of the First Amendment,
mm-hmm.
freedom of speech. Any one of those officers, feel free to contact me anytime. And here's the deal. I don't go to officers to get a official record or an official statement
Yeah.
from police. I want everyone, every employee of the city to feel comfortable coming to me if they want to discuss something privately. Absolutely. I will never reveal your name. You can bring up any issue. I don't care if it has to do with the library, a street sign, the police, fire, whatever. My door is always open. My phone number and my email are listed. Those officers, feel free to reach out anytime.
Mark, appreciate the phone call, and I can tell you this: you and I have talked on air, off air. You have people reaching out to you, and I've asked you, well, who are you talking to? And we're good friends, and Michelle won't even reveal to me who it is because you keep all that stuff confidential.
Heck yeah, and that's why people tell me stuff. I will go to the grave with that.
Jen, I think. Yeah, Jen in Fargo, you're up, Jay Thomas Show. Jen, go ahead. I can hear her in the. All right, well, I'm going to let her go. All right, I'll get to all these emails here. We got to get through all
He's
this
getting
stuff.
those
Man.
cheaters
I got to
on.
get my cheaters on. Boy,
Well,
I need new ones too. These things are so scratched.
And I think there's, even if some of these people were to be found out in some manner, they would have protected whistleblower status if they
You
were
would
to be
hope.
retaliated.
Yeah, but you would
against.
hope. But we've seen what's
Right.
happened to whistleblowers in the
Yes,
past that they
yes,
think
yeah.
they have protected status
Right.
and they still end up getting screwed
Right.
over. So the whole chokehold thing, that wasn't what was being discussed. We were talking about the Neil thing, and yeah, okay.
He brought it up.
Mahoney claims the chief has given his phone number to you, Michelle, and has tried, in his words, numerous times
No,
to
he
set up
has
meetings,
not.
and you have not made those meetings.
Oh, baloney. That is so false. You know what I did do is when the guy walked into the commission meeting with a knife on his leg, I texted the chief who was sitting in the back row, and I said, my friend just texted me that the guy sitting next to her has a knife on his leg. Are you aware?
During the meeting.
During the meeting.
So you're there doing a commission. I remember this.
Yeah.
You guys are the commissioners there, commission meeting. The chief is there.
Yep.
Guy walks in with a leg knife on.
Yes.
And nobody notices
My
it.
girlfriend was nervous, and she
Sure.
was in the front, and obviously she has my phone number, so
Yeah.
she texted me, Michelle, this guy has a knife.
So then you text the chief who's at
Yes,
the meeting.
during the meeting,
And then what happened?
nothing.
Okay.
It was small enough that you can bring a knife in.
Oh, it's
It was
because I think
legal.
it's what is it, a 6-inch blade? Anything under 6
mean, he's-
inches?
Still shouldn't be allowed in a city
Exactly.
function.
I mean, you would think.
Exactly. Yeah, there's, you know what? I'm all about Second Amendment, although that's a knife. I'm all about that. But come on. There's certain places that no weapon should be, especially commission meetings, as heated as everything is in this day and age. Yeah, that's check that at the door.
Yes, I have his number. Yes, I have texted him. I don't ever think, I'll go through. I don't think he says generalized statements at
I gotcha.
gatherings like our budget meeting. Commissioners reach out anytime with questions to everybody.
Sure. Jen, you're up, Jay Thomas Show.
Yes, this is Tim.
Tim.
I'm just wondering, why don't you just find a place like the Fargo Dome, open it up, and have a debate and big meeting between the commissioner, the chief of police, and the mayor, and have the public come out, listen to it, and have the public of Fargo voice their opinions and comments and questions and get this straightened out.
I have no words for that.
I don't know.
I have no words for that.
I think you're kind of doing that now, aren't you?
Hey, if the chief and the mayor want to come on this program with Commissioner Turnberg and get this thing rectified, I'll give you guys 3 hours in this program.
Oh, I don't think I want 3 hours.
I'll give you whatever you need. Whatever you need. Whatever you need. Tim, appreciated. Todd, Fargo, Jay Thomas Show.
Yeah, Michelle, thanks for doing what you're doing. I know you're highly underpaid for it. I'd like to talk a little bit about the upcoming budget, if we could.
Yeah, quickly. We're going to hit that a little bit later on, but I'll let you hit it now. Go ahead.
Okay. My suggestion, and I've always wondered this, why downtown gets, as I understand it, free snow removal. from their sidewalks and everything. And there's a lot of residential people that are downtown now. And I know that the Public Works brought it up that they could back off, maybe for about a week on the snow removal from downtown, and I'd be all for that.
Well, I can discuss with Ben Dow. To me, the core services of the city, we live in Fargo. We need snow removal. I mean, we spend so much money on other things that aren't as important. And if someone slips and falls and there's a lawsuit, I guess, I don't know, if with the businesses and that being, I mean, I would have to get the official response to it, but
yeah, a lot of there's businesses, and they're taking it off the boulevard there, and other businesses that have parking lots and boulevards, they don't get it taken off.
Well, I would imagine their parking,
they don't, not their parking lots, but they still don't get charged for it. They come down along the street and they take the snow that gets plowed to the side of the street. They take and remove that, and they take that to the hill out by the dump.
All right, Michelle. We'll get to. Appreciate the phone call. It's off the top. We'll, if we get time, we'll hit this whole bunch of things.
It's
Michelle
part of
will
your
dig
taxes.
into it.
It's part of your taxes, but yeah.
She'll go bang on somebody's door.
Yep.
All right. Oh, man. Okay, next. So this whole phone number thing is a bunch of BS, too.
Yeah, yes. He's never called me that I recall. I'll go back and look at all my phone numbers, but it's not like he's called me in the last week.
The chief has stated things that are untrue, and many in the department are extremely unhappy with the leadership, you said in your email response to Flake Family Media. Turnberg, who said during the Thursday radio interview she has met only once with the chief and the assistant chief. She has since reached out to Zabolski with
once alone.
Just alone once, okay. And you've reached out with no reply.
I reached out about remember when the driver's license, if you get pulled over issue was big, and I had a lot of people asking questions about that, and I never got a clear response.
All right. The next question, or next thing on here was, so how unhappy is rank and file?
Very.
Very. Now, is this just a couple officers, or are you hearing from many?
So I will pass this along. So I had a meeting with HR today.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
And we do have a survey just to city employees that will be anonymous that is pretty extensive. We went through it. There are areas to, every aspect of your position. It's going to every employee. It's not specifically targeted to police, but it covers leadership, it covers safety, it covers all those sorts of things, and that will come out mid-August.
Okay.
And it is completely anonymous. I was assured that it's an email, but once the email is sent back, the line of communication is cut off, so they cannot see who sent the email.
701-293-9000, email studio at WDAYradionow.com. Let me get to some of these emails. Man, they are piled up here, Michelle. Hey, Jay, can the city commission set up a vote to fire Michelle because they have enough votes? They can't get rid of you, right?
No, I don't think so.
They could can they do a recall?
I don't know. It would probably cost money.
Somebody's asking that because they're afraid that could happen to you. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, man, this is a long one. Damn it, Nate. Quit sending me books. This is long and that's okay. No, you don't get to decide if it's okay or not. Jay, it's long because this is a mess. It's the only professional outcome now. Chief Zabolski, Mayor Mahoney, Commissioner Turnberg should jointly commit to a transparent, collaborative process to address their communication breakdown and rebuild trust. Specifically, Zabolski, facilitate a structured forum where Turnberg can raise concerns directly with you and senior officers, ensuring clarity without bypassing chain of command protocols, provide evidence to counter misinformation claims such as sharing training policies and restraint tactics. I don't understand this whole restraint thing because you never talked about chokehold.
No.
Mahoney, act as a neutral mediator by okay, I'm done with this email. Come on, dude. Give me a damn break.
Well, and there's no chain of command.
No.
She doesn't work for Mahoney
Exactly.
as the mayor.
No.
She doesn't work for the chief.
I work for, not Jay, but Ronnie, do I work for
you?
you?
You work for Ronnie. He's
Ronnie.
a Fargo resident.
I don't work
Listen,
for Jay. I can do what I want.
I would like that winter parking thing taken care of, but,
I thought you wanted the street racing taken care of, too.
I do that, too.
Well, me too. I know.
Another email. Just want to commend Commissioner Turnberg. During those commission meetings, she receives a lot of flack from other commissioners and even residents for her beliefs and statements. I want her to know that although sometimes that room feels small and you feel the pressure from others, the majority of Fargo agrees with what you stand for, Michelle, and appreciates you standing up for the citizens of Fargo. Just remember that no matter how small that room feels, that we agree and stand with you.
Well, I appreciate
and that I know who this
much.
gentleman is, and he's a business owner here in Fargo.
I appreciate that much. You know what else really ticks me off in this town?
What's that?
Is that there are so many people, so police would be one group, there are businesses that feel like if they speak out, they will suffer the consequences.
I've had so many business owners,
That
especially in that
pisses
downtown.
me off.
Oh, I know, me too, down in that downtown corridor.
Yep.
They will always send me stuff that's going on downtown, and I'm like, please come on the show. We'll keep you anonymous. We won't give your name. And it's just like, Jay, I don't want to take the chance because I feel like there's going to be retribution. And I'm like, retribution from who? And it's always, there'll be retribution from other businesses down here. There'll be retribution from the city leaders. I mean, it just goes on and on. It's like,
not for me. That is disgusting.
And you should never have to feel that way.
No.
If you put your blood, sweat, and beers into a business to build it up, and there's problems, you should never have to feel any fear when you need to speak up to protect that business that you built. That is sad that people feel that way. And all my years in Fargo, other than Commissioner Tony Gehrig and Dave Pepcorn too, he'll do it. But I think you are probably, if not the most outspoken, because Tony was very outspoken on a lot of things. It was a lot of like taxes and stuff like that. But you go in there and you're a bull in a china shop, and it's a good thing. You're going in there and you're not focusing on one thing. You're looking at everything. And if something isn't right, you don't give a damn. You're going to speak your mind, and you're going to stand up for whatever it is, whether it's firefighters, police, business owners, what's going on with homeless. You're not afraid to step down, and you'll take the backlash. And Fargo needs more of that. They really do. There are commissioners, I'm quite sure, in their personal lives are great people, but I think that as a leader, they're over their head. They want to try to appease everybody or a certain group of people that are in their ear. And while they're doing that, they're causing nothing but bigger problems for the city.
Done.
Exactly. Andy, thanks for hanging on. You're up on the Jay Thomas Show.
Hey, Jay, if you go back probably the last 20, 25 years in the history of the Fargo PD, the only time that chief's position has been really well liked has been when Chief Dave Todd was there.
Yes.
None of the guys had to look over their shoulders. If you go back to the Turnus days, if you talk to an officer publicly or privately, they would look around 360 degrees over their shoulder to see who was around before they said anything.
Yep.
Morale increased significantly when Chief Todd was there, and you had all the fallout with the George Floyd BS and the action committee and everything else, and ultimately Chief Todd retired, and luckily for him, he got out when he could.
Yep.
That chief position has never been consistent and sailed smooth unless it was under his leadership, and they've been failed to find that. And it goes back to your caller's earlier standpoint, hire within the department.
Mm-hmm.
Promote the men and women who are putting their blood, sweat, and tears into the community of Fargo,
right.
and reward them because they know what's going on. They've worked the night shift. They've been there at 2 o'clock in the morning. They've been there at 7 o'clock in the morning before there's any administration, and they know what goes on. And those are the people that need to be rewarded.
You are dead on accurate. Number one, see, for my time here, it goes back to, I can't remember who the chief was before they brought Chris Magnus in. Chris Magnus was a walking disaster. Magnus left, and then it I believe it was Keith Turnus after that. Was it? I think it was it Keith? I might be missing somebody, but you're right. And look, with complete transparency, former Fargo Police Chief Dave Todd and I are very good friends. He's one of my best friends. Him and I, we just hit it off. We're car guys. His wife Alex, we're just all good friends. He's a good man. I was just with him last night at the cruise to Castleton, hanging out and talking and having a good time. And you're right. They brought in Chief Dave Todd, first interim, then made him the chief, Andy. And you're right, the morale was fantastic. Now, was every officer happy? No, but you're never going to have 100% happiness. But you're right, under his leadership, that department was rolling. And a lot of people think that he left because of what happened, the riots in Fargo. That's just not true. He had put in his retirement way before that happened. So anybody that thinks he retired because of that is not true. And you nailed it. You nailed it, Andy, right on the head. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
I mean, I was a part of the Fargo police family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
we used
you were.
to call it a family. I mean, we had Christmas parties every year. I mean, it was the greatest group of guys and wives, and it was so fun, and they were so tight.
Yeah.
And the experience, the years of experience
So
that they
much of that
had
has been
was
lost.
incredible.
It's been no. This is nothing against the officers we have now in Fargo. Fargo has
No,
a lot of great officers. I mean, look at Zach, what he did to save.
Yeah.
I mean, we got great officers, but when you lose all that veteran experience, those are the guys that are going to teach the young guys the streets, the players, the ins and outs. I'm not saying there's no veterans there at all. You've got really good veterans that are still there, but you lost a lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's
and a lot of it is on the job training.
Exactly.
You know, you can have the best formal training in the world, but until you're actually on the street, you know, and you have a good CO or whatever, I mean, real life can be a lot different than just your training.
I'm being told Dave Rognus was the chief after Magnus.
I
don't remember. I don't remember him.
Yeah.
All right, we got a break here. 4:04. Let's do some news. We'll come back. More of your emails, more of your phone calls. If you want to weigh in on this, you're more than welcome to. I mean, at the end of the day, what do you want to see happen here, Michelle?
To me, transparency in every area of the city in government is so important. So for you to stifle voices tells me something is inherently wrong.
Something's going on.
That's not right.
That's exactly what I think's going on. Something's going on.
Yeah.
All right, 4:04 more with Michelle Turnberg, Fargo City Commissioner. Your calls and the emails. I'm trying to stay caught up on emails. I will hit more of those when we come back. 701-293-9000. I'm being told that I didn't know this, but JT, the show this afternoon is being broadcast on YouTube TV on Valley News Live's Facebook page. So I didn't know that. So.
This?
Yeah, I didn't know. I just found out now. I just did.
Well, I wouldn't
now.
have been making all those faces I was
That's
making
fantastic.
during comments.
Well, I would have been doing what I was doing either. No, never. I'm kidding. All right, more when we come back. Jay Thomas Show.
News now from the WDAY Radio Newsroom.
Good afternoon. I'm Ken Duffy. News this hour brought to you by Lakeland Dock and Lift. Upgrade your dock and lift and give your neighbor dock envy. Lakeland Dock and Lift and Lakeland General Store are the area's #1 flow dealer. Give Lakeland a call today. The North Dakota Air National Guard getting a boost in federal funding to build a new headquarters for its 119th wing in Fargo. Senator John Hoeven was there in Fargo to announce $33 million was secured to start the planning and design phase. The idea is to consolidate space for the Guard's training and operations site.
It's about 22,400 square feet, so it'll be a big facility. And that's really important, not just for the 119th, but also this is one of 4 regional training sites in the country.
Currently, the Guard's regional training site is spread across several buildings in Fargo. Speaking on the flag, North Dakota Senator Kevin Kramer is addressing the work that still needs to be done to approve all the President Trump civilian nominees this summer. Trump is pressuring Republicans to speed up the work, and the GOP is hoping to avoid cutting into their August recess to do it.
Most of the nominations going forward are not controversial, and they're not the highest level.
On the flag, Kramer points to fingers at Democrats, accusing the party of delaying all nominees by requiring full Senate debates on each of them. And if you know somebody in need of new heating or air conditioning at home, you might want to nominate them for this giveaway. Lennox and Laney's stores are providing a free system to a deserving person or family through its Feel the Love program.
Not necessarily somebody that can't afford it, but kind of a local hero, whether it be first responders, police, fire, that type of person, or even more so, somebody that's really gone above and beyond.
That's Joel Carson, owner of Laney's in Fargo. Nominations are due by the end of next month. A winner will be chosen in October. Check out feelthelove.com to find out more.
First with the news when you need to know. WDAYRadioNow.com.
There it is. Can we call this modern yacht rock?
I believe it is postmodern yacht rock. You may have invented a new genre.
Look at Michelle going. Don't forget you're on camera, Michelle.
Oh, yeah. Dang. You know, back in the days when you could have a face for radio and
Yeah.
get away with all the good stuff.
Exactly.
Oh, dang it.
Turn that up, Ronnie. That's not turning it up. There it is. Hang on, callers. Yes. 414.
This is not yacht rock.
Oh, you killed it all the way. Okay. All right. Before we get back to the phone calls and the emails, this is just being released by the Fargo Police Department to that workplace death yesterday. About 9:36 a.m., Fargo Police Department responded to a report of workplace injury, 5100 block. Was that True North Steel? No.
Mid-America Steel.
Mid-America Steel.
Yeah.
Upon arrival, officers learned that an employee had been seriously injured in a workplace-related incident. Fargo Fire Department, Sanford Ambulance responded, provided medical emergency medical assistance. Individuals transported by ambulance to a local healthcare facility with life-threatening injuries despite the efforts. Employee, oh, man, you hate to hear this, died as a result of the injuries. Circumstances still under investigation. And they say that, so they say that the individual's identity is being withheld pending family notification. No additional information available at this time. But then there's a tag to it that says the police department has identified the deceased individual who is a West Fargo resident. And I'm not going to read this person's name off because I don't know if
it's been confirmed that they've been notified.
Or not.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I would think if it's on a press release that the family knows.
No, still.
But
it wasn't on the press release. There's a tag afterwards. So I'm not going to release the name.
Prayers and condolences to the family. Yeah.
It was a West Fargo resident. All right, Muffin, Custard, South Dakota. Hang on. Let me grab some of these emails and back to the phones. Fargo City Commissioner Michelle Turnberg talking about, I don't even know what you want to call this.
Misinformation.
Misinformation
I would
gate.
say.
Michelle is totally correct about residents feeling more comfortable talking to her than sending an inquiry that gets channeled through the communications department. The comms team goes to the chief and then delegates the information to whom he deems fit. The city wants her to do the same. Disruption from the established protocol isn't the worst thing in the world, but why Michelle is seeking answers in her way is probably why she's getting flack. Go, Michelle, go.
Thank you. Well, and why do we have a comms person there if we have to go to the chief?
Why is the city spending this kills me. I've harped on this. Look, I understand having a communications department. $2 million a year for a communications department? Are you kidding me? You want to cut some money, start cutting there. Last I checked, most of the Fargo PD live in Fargo, and as such, are Michelle's constituents just as much as any other resident.
Absolutely, and that's why they are more than welcome to contact me anytime if they don't feel comfortable giving their name. If they, like, I have one that's repeatedly contacted me. I don't know his name, and I'm not pressing for it. Doesn't matter.
So by what right or authority does the mayor or the police chief think they can prevent her from meeting with her constituents?
They don't.
That's a great
They
point.
don't.
Even though they're police officers, they are your constituents.
Yes, and they're not my boss.
Jay, also promoting from within for chief would help with continuity and policy and operations when there's a change in leadership instead of the upheaval that happens when a new chief from outside the area comes in and decides to revamp the whole department to bring it in line with his thinking and beliefs.
Well, and I will add, there is something to be said about the structure of Chief Pete Nielsen, Sheriff Jesse Johnner, and the new Moorhead Chief, Michael, right?
Oh, no, it's...
New Chief.
I'm blanking it out.
Me too.
If he's listening, he's going to kill me
Fargo,
for that.
I know.
He was just in my office a couple weeks ago, too.
But
he was with Fargo PD for years.
Yes.
And he's going to make a fantastic chief for Moorhead.
Yeah.
I'm blanking it out. Ronnie,
I know him too.
Ronnie, are you looking that up? Moorhead.
I'm trying to, yeah.
I can't believe he's Chris Helmet.
Yes.
Is that it? I believe it's Chris.
Yes.
Sorry,
but
Chris.
My point is, they all have an understanding of how working together operates.
And how this area works.
Yes. And they all work together fabulously.
All right. I'll get back to the emails, but let me grab calls here first. Out to Custer, beautiful Custer, South Dakota. Muff, Jay Thomas Show.
I suppose a lot of people wonder why I still care about Fargo being 600 miles away here. I got to tell you, I have kids and grandkids who live in the Fargo-Moorhead area, so this stuff all concerns me. You guys remember what happened after George Floyd died?
Yep.
The country exploded, right?
Yep, even
A lot
here.
of places burned, squad cars got turned over, police officers got attacked, all led by an organization called what?
Black Lives Matter.
Lives Matter, okay? So why is Fargo's police department being led by a man who kneeled down and basically kissed the butts of a Black Lives Matter protest in the city where he was chief in Wisconsin? Why does Fargo need someone like that leading their police department?
No, I can't answer that. I know a lot of people this afternoon have been sending me that same picture, and I'll say this. For the Chief Zabolski, Chief, if you're listening, I'm quite sure you are, with all due respect, for you to say in your statement that you don't get into, I'm trying to find it here, politics. I will not, here it is. I will not engage in political disputes or personal attacks. With all due respect, you have. The minute you kneeled, you got involved in politics.
Exactly.
The minute you put diversity and all this stuff on the cars, you got involved. No.
You have Mahoney, liberal. Zabolski, liberal. Polpak, liberal. Michelle, conservative. There's your problem right there. Don't try to tell me it's not politics.
It is politics.
100% politics.
It is. It really is. And they've got somebody in there that is, I mean, Pepcorn has always stirred stuff up. Former Commissioner Gehrig always stirred stuff up. And that was great. That was must-see TV when those two were on the commission together because you knew something was going to happen. And Dave, if you're listening, you flipped them off and you know you did. But you're right. It's politics. They say it's not politics. We don't engage in politics. That's BS. It's baloney. Complete baloney.
And I'm one of the ones who told Michelle that kneeling tactic was taught. It was taught to me, Jay. It was taught to everybody who was working when I was working. We were all taught to do that because it's a way to control someone without hurting them.
And I'm trying to figure out how the mayor and others go from that to saying that the chokehold thing. That's never what Michelle was discussing, was a chokehold.
I can tell you how that came about. It came about because of the trial of Derek Chauvin, because he was convicted wrongly, I say, of choking George Floyd. And if you read the autopsy report, George Floyd didn't die from being choked.
Drugs.
It's right in the autopsy.
Well, again, how did they take you talking about the kneel on the shoulders?
That is a good question.
Into a chokehold when you were not talking about a damn chokehold.
People are putting words in my mouth. Unless, I have no idea, because that is what I was speaking about.
Muff, appreciate the phone call. Thank you for your 30 years of service to the Fargo Police Department.
You're the best, Muff.
He's a great guy. Matt, you're up on the Jay Thomas Show with Michelle Turnberg, Fargo City Commissioner.
Hey, Michelle. Hey, Jay.
Hey.
This might be off topic, but about the budget and all, if I could just make a point, we are in a budget shortfall, but my question or my dilemma is this. If we are a growing city with businesses, with residential, are you saying that our growth and along with that, with the property taxes that come with it and all the money that's being spent in the city is being overspent or not enough to compensate for the loss of money we have?
It's a spending problem, not a revenue problem.
Right, absolutely. And so when we talk about this budgetary thing, I think that needs to be brought up. Obviously, you do a great job of saying it's the spending problem, but I just don't get it. I don't understand the economics behind it. We are a growing city with all the property taxes. My property taxes have gone up significantly in the last year. And so it's not a revenue problem. It's a spending problem. We are a liberal city controlled by liberal politicians who love to spend other people's money. And it's easy to spend other people's money.
It's not for me.
But you're dead on. I mean,
Yeah.
that's you're right. It is a 100% spending problem, and it's got to get reined in. Matt, appreciate the phone call. I want to get to that too. Maybe after. Can you hang out till 5?
Sure.
Yeah, because we'll hit that here bottom of the hour. I think we've pretty much hit everything here we could. I mean,
let me just finish with this on this topic.
Yeah.
I have the absolute utmost respect for our law enforcement officers. Absolute. But fire and police, those people put their lives at risk every single day to keep every one of us safe.
Yep.
To me, they're on an entirely different level. I was very disappointed in, after the safety sales tax passed, how that was handled. But once again, I was outvoted. So know that I have the backs of our first responders. And if anyone wants to reach out to me, absolutely do so. And you don't have to reveal who you are. You don't have to you can just give me information. I have a 6-page exit interview. With my first discussion with the city that, no, there's nothing bad said. So she sent me her exit interview. Unbelievable.
When did you get that?
Last night.
Just last night?
Yeah, last night.
Let me see it for a second.
I brought it, and I don't want to.
No. I'm not gonna.
But 6 pages. Her dream job that she had to leave because of how bad it was.
Wow.
So, and there's no name on there, but
Nope.
I will never
if there was
reveal.
if there was a name, you wouldn't have handed it to me.
She wanted to share her experience and others. And when I say I have a lot of people, police officers are smart. They generally call me.
Yeah.
She sent that to me. And I even told the HR, I said, well, you should have this because this is an exit interview.
Yeah.
So I'm not giving it to you.
Wow. Oh, okay. That's, yeah. I mean, it goes into it immediately.
It's heartbreaking.
It
It really is. You devote your life and then you feel forced to leave.
Jay, you called this 4 years ago, and he continues to prove you right. The problem with hiring from within is that the chief has ruined an entire generation of cops. Another email. I voted for Michelle and think she's doing a fantastic job. Michelle, keep on fighting the good fight for us.
Thank you.
Another email. Jay, I lost all respect for the chief when he first came here because he appointed our local BLM activist to a police board. Now this activist has been charged with crimes. He bends over to these people, and I have no idea why. You're exactly right on that one. Another email. Glad we have better leadership out here in West Fargo. Michelle, you're doing a great job. Keep fighting the fight. Another email. So did the chief send an email out telling the rank and file, Michelle, to no longer talk to anyone, including the average citizen?
I've been told some policies are verbal, so there's no risk of FOIA.
Whoa, wait a minute. Hold on here. There are policies in the Fargo Police Department that are verbal only?
I don't know if you can call it a policy or a directive or however it could be classified. But I had several people let me know that they have been told by officers that there's a very strict policy on documentation that can leave a paper trail.
Because of FOIA, which is a Freedom of Information Act, which you can put a request in. I want the paper trail, I want all it. And if it's verbal, there's nothing you can FOIA.
Nope. That's why, calling is always welcome to call me. It's on my Fargo Commission Facebook page, my city phone number.
Email, or if you want, here's her personal cell phone, 701, I'm kidding. Jay, fleeing was such a huge problem in Fargo that Chief Zabolski whined that the legislature has to give him a presumption rather than him letting his officers do their jobs. When someone flees in West Fargo, they end up in the ditch, handcuffs, in jail. Same laws, better leadership.
Pete's awesome.
That Pete's a rock star, man. And no, you can't have him. You can't have him. Not going to happen.
I have his cell, too.
Oh, you will lose it. He'll lose it. You ain't taking Nielsen. You're not taking Anderson.
Maybe Jesse wants it.
No.
He doesn't want to do another campaign.
No, Jesse. No, you can't lose the sheriff either. You can't lose John as the sheriff. All right, listen, I think I'm caught up on emails. July specials, PetroServe USA, there's one near you. I was told yesterday that the August specials at PetroServe
dropped yesterday,
are going to be they didn't drop yesterday, Ronnie. It's still July.
I'm sorry. Let me correct.
We have
they were released to us, but they'll start August 1.
Amanda yesterday was on the show saying
Yes.
they're going to be fantastic.
Yeah, that's what I'm told, yeah.
All right. Hey, July specials, PetroServe USA, Mike and Ike hot tamales. You like those?
I like Jolly Joe's better.
What the hell are Jolly Joes?
They're great pot tamales.
They're better than hot tamales?
Yeah.
Well, these are only 89 cents for the theater
You've
box.
never had a Jolly Joe?
I've never even heard of Jolly Joe.
What, do you get those on Temu or?
Yeah, I'm going to get them on Temu or Temu or whatever.
You get them in Dawson. You used to get them at Duber's.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Places called
I
Dubers.
just picked some up in Fremont, and
Dubers?
Dubers was our dime store in Dawson.
Dubers and Dawson. That would make a great
I will have
T-shirt.
to
Not
look
there
for
anymore.
those. We're taking a road
I
trip in
just picked
September.
some up in, is it Freeport? Freeport on the way to the cities.
That'd be
last
Fremont.
weekend.
No, Fremont. Is that where Charlie's Cafe is?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that the
World
best?
famous pie,
Yep,
baby.
yep.
Oh,
They
man.
had Jolly Joe's at their gas station.
Never heard of that. Never heard of that. Hey, Keebler assorted crackers, the snack packs, 3 for 99 cents. Red Bull, 8-ounce cans, buy 2, get 1 free. Michelle usually buys them out on those. She likes her energy drinks.
I do.
I've never had an energy drink, not even a sip.
Are you serious?
Never. You like Hostess Donuts, those little white donuts?
I like the Swiss
donuts?
cake rolls. No.
Oh, you don't like those? Well, 2 for $5.
Well, no, those are okay.
Okay. Those specials and many more. PetroServe USA, there's one near you. Okay, when we come back, can we touch on this budget thing?
Sure.
Because there's something that was said at that budget meeting when everybody got together, and I caught that. I'm like, whoa.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute here. I'm going to get your take on it when we come back. And if you got any questions, 701-293-9000. Email studio at WDAYradionow.com. Let's see. That email makes no sense, so I'm blowing it off. All right, 431, Jay Thomas Show. One of them dropped $6,000 for our dinner at the steakhouse. There's the official Friday song. 442. Hey, just a few days left. The warehouse. Oh, that's the wrong one. Few days left. Hot Springs Spas got their big July specials going on right now. Deals on splash super pools. Now, Michelle, you've seen our splash pool, what we did with it, the deck around it. And
Amazing.
I mean, these things are fantastic. It's basically like they're made out of Kevlar. You cannot destroy these things. You don't have to drain them in the wintertime. You can build big decks around them. They're beautiful. Vinny's got great specials going on those, as well as Hot Springs Spas. I can't remember if I don't have it in front of me, but is it like $2,000, I think, off of the floor model or models on the floor, whatever. Anyway, point is, great deals going on in the month of July, and it's not too late to pick up that Splash Super Pool. Start thinking fall, winter, too. Get the sauna, get the hot tub. You'll absolutely love it. You can build a paradise in your backyard like we did for a very reasonable price. Hot Springs Spas, 13th Avenue in West Fargo. Also find them in Grand Forks and Bismarck.
You nailed that. It is a paradise.
Oh, we have a blast back there. When it's not smoky outside. Poor Alex. Every time the weather's like decent, we got the smoke, and she has allergies, and the smoke just rips her apart. All right, Commissioner Turnberg, nearly every department in the city facing potential budget cuts, many of which will directly affect Fargo residents. The budget is uniquely difficult, Mayor Mahoney said during a 7-hour meeting back on July 14th. Were you there too? Yeah.
Yeah.
City Commission needs to cut $6.8 million in spending to balance out the 2026 budget. Mahoney said, we have serious issues this year. We're still in a hole. Because I believe when all the departments came through, they came up with like 5.9 million. It cuts not enough.
Oh, I could have easily come up with more.
But I bet you could have. The two things in here. One was Public Works. Ben Dow came in with just over $1 million of potential cuts. That kind of scares me. When it comes to streets and stuff, for me, it's fire, police, streets.
Ben is
excellent.
Amazing guy.
Ben's a great guy.
And there were a few directors that did what they were tasked to do.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben was one of them. Tim Dirks, the library director, was
came in.
another.
Yep.
And he brought forth the option of closing Northport.
Which I heard a lot of people told me, because holy smokes, you're closing a library, said that there's really not a whole lot of action up there at the Northport branch.
No, I have been inundated.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I don't think anyone wants that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we could play around with a day off here or there, but he brought forth an idea, and doesn't mean we're going to do it. So a lot of people got really nervous that their North Fargo library would close. It's not going to.
It's not going to close.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if you read the article while you were gone, Jay.
Ronnie, I was gone.
I know, but the quote in the forum was, you'll cut out the soul of North Fargo.
Or you could reach out to Commissioner Turnberg, and I would
suggest
tell you the
a plan.
truth.
Yeah,
I said that was fear-mongering.
Right, yes.
Come on. I said
Well,
we were not going to close it.
People don't fear-monger. You know that.
No.
Clicks.
Police department offered to cut $120,000 in training, advertising, and supply costs. Don't be cutting anything from your training. Advertising, what are they? I don't know. What they must be talking about advertising for open positions. Is that what that is?
It may be like card decals and things like that. I have to go back my notes, but why are we spending money on that?
Hector Airport. Where are we sitting with Hector? There's 1.7 million.
Yeah, I haven't seen. I was told today that the budget is balanced. Although last year I was told it was balanced, it still is up 10-point-something%. Which I don't know how that math works.
Yeah,
that must be new math.
Yeah, because our inflation was. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I feel either we go down, let's tear the Band-Aid off and just focus on core services. It's been 15 years since the city implemented the 10 years to end homelessness.
Jeez, really?
So maybe the city should get out of that, and let's hand that over to the experts in the nonprofit.
That's what I've said a million times.
15 years ago. 10 years to end homelessness.
And where's that gone? Other than throwing money down a rabbit hole?
Yeah.
And
I will say this about that, and I'll get a lot of crap about it, but I don't care.
You don't care.
The deck is not providing housing to anyone. The deck is what's downtown. It is a lounge.
Yeah.
It is open like 8 to 5.
Yep.
I believe they've cut weekends.
Okay. Yeah,
but
they did.
it's a lounge, but that is almost $1 million a year in a $2 million building.
Get rid of it. Get it or move it. I don't know.
It's not providing housing. And then we also had the issues of some of the charities that we had given money to that
Stealing.
have been accused of embezzlement.
Accused of embezzlement. 2 of them.
Well, one admitted to it in a 6-page handwritten
And
letter.
then wanted her job back.
Yes.
Oh,
but I want to hold those 2 their feet to the fire. And Commissioner Pepcorn asked the last meeting, I asked at that budget meeting to our attorney, I said, is there any way we can recoup?
Yeah, claw that money back.
Yeah, and get it back if it's being, I said, and quite frankly, every nonprofit, any other entity, I don't think we should be involved in nonprofits, but there needs to be transparency and see the books.
Yeah.
I mean, every day that seems like there's some sort of embezzlement on the news.
I cannot believe the
It's
amount of
everything
people
from
that are.
schools
I
to
know.
parks to-
And it's not like $5,000.
No, it's a
big
lot of
dollars. And you're right. It's
Hair
it's
Success,
constantly.
Fargo Linoleum.
I
mean,
know. It's nuts.
Just
It's nuts.
another one. I believe it was the Minot Archery Club
Yes.
announced just 2 days ago.
Yeah, that one I actually did hear about. So I want to ask you this. This is what caught my eye. Finance Director Susan Thompson said that the city could bring in another $2.1 million in revenue by raising the electricity franchise fees up again from 4 to 5%. People were livid the first time around.
Mm-hmm.
And then she made this statement. The city could also raise property taxes, she said, before the state cap on property tax increases fully sets in this year. Not a good idea.
And you know what I said?
And that, what? Go pound sand?
No, I said just because we can
Doesn't
mean we should.
And then this comes out after that. You get this, because this is what I got bombarded with when I was gone.
Yeah.
Fargo asking for homeowner cooperation in property appraisal visits. City of Fargo is asking for help to make its property reappraisal process go smoothly. The city performs assessments on about 1/5 of its properties every year. And it's true, they do. This year, assessors are visiting properties in reappraisal area 2, which mostly consists of the area from 12th Avenue North to 13th Avenue South. Each appraisal visit is only expected to take about 20 minutes. City officials say cooperation from homeowners can make the assessment process easier for everyone. If you can let us in, that would be great, because the more accurate information we have, the more, again, accurate your appraisal is going to be. That's Michael Splolsky, just Fargo City Assessor.
That's got to be a tough job.
All right. Read the damn room.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was
Look,
really
we
poor timing.
Yes. You do about 1/5 of about 1/5 each year your town.
So every 5 years, you'll get a letter, and your place will be assessed whether or not.
Sometimes you get letters more than that.
Yeah.
Why would you put this out, City of Fargo? You should have just. Will you please cooperate? This timing is horrible. You have the city that is in serious financial problems. You got one of the city folks saying, well, we could raise the taxes before the cap. And then you put this out. What do you think the response is going to be? People are livid over this. You should have just kept your mouth shut, and it would have been fine. Nobody would have been, they'd be like, oh, okay. It's that. This was so bad, Michelle. There was no need to put this out. Do you really think now people are going to let you in their homes? And here's the other thing. This isn't just Fargo. This is all play. I don't like the fact, I've never let the appraiser in my house. I'll tell you why. Because, okay, so you come in my house and I've got granite countertops. I've got, my walls are all done in stone, hardwood. Okay. And you're going to go, oh, okay, well, those are nice fixtures in your home. Look at that flooring. Look at the walls. Look at the stonework. This home would be valued at this. That is BS, and I'll tell you why. Because whatever you do in your home, it never stays in style. So now you're going to assess my home because I have all this fancy stuff in it. You're going to assess my home, and possibly 5 years from now, this stuff might be out of style. So I'm not going to get as much for my home because somebody's going to look at it and go, well, we got to rip all this out. This is all out of style.
Well,
but you guys aren't coming in and dropping my home value down because an appraiser is coming and go, oh, you got those kind of countertops or those cabinets. Yeah, those are out of style now, so we'll knock your house down. This is a bunch of garbage. Just go outside. What's the size of your property? That's it.
Well, isn't there a record of how many bedrooms and bathrooms?
Yeah, that's all you need to know. That's all you don't need to come in my house and see if my basement is finished. Because even if it is, again, 5 years from now, however it's finished, could be out of style. Prime example, Alex and I walked through a house a few years back. We're looking to get a bigger house. We're out in Charleswood. It's a $700,000 home we're looking at. We walk through that home. First thing, both of us look at each other. We're going to have to drop another $200,000 because this home is completely outdated. So, yes, that happens. And we're like, forget it. There's no way we're touching this thing. But I can guarantee that home value didn't go down because everything was outdated. You just need to know how big the property is, how many bedrooms are in the house. This is garbage, Michelle.
That was bad time. Well, again, I'm not asked about every decision.
Well, not only is it a bad look,
horrible timing,
but it's everything that you warned and people called relentlessly when the property tax measure that was originally put out by Rick Becker, all that stuff. And then once the agreement with Kelly Armstrong was eventually signed, people were like, all these cities are going to jack this up before it's capped. Watch.
Yep, and that's what's happening. Michelle, what's going to go on with the budget? You're being told it's balanced all of a sudden, just like that. It's magic.
I
some
was
magic
told that
pudding.
today, but I have a lot of notes that have not been taken into consideration.
Oh.
So that will be, let me just double check my calendar.
When is this? 'Cause I want to see that must-see TV.
Yep. Oh, that'll be good. It'll be a public meeting, so anyone can come to it. I believe it is the 4th.
The 4th of August.
Yes, at noon.
Okay.
And that will be
televised on your $2 million a year YouTube channel.
Yep.
Is it $2 million a year you guys spend on the communications department, or am I wrong? It is.
Yep. Yeah, I was just sent from my.
People are working in the communications department. Fargo telling me to shut up. Okay, shut up. We're going to lose our job. I don't see anybody lose their job, but come on. Fargo's 140,000 people, and you're spending $2 million a year to have a communications department?
Our comms department has better equipment than when I was working at
it's
the
crazy.
television station.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
obviously it's different, but we have very nice.
Yeah, the audio and sound. I mean, when I watch city commission meetings, it's top notch.
You can hear me in my frustration clearly.
Oh,
yes, yeah.
Without a doubt. We hear that.
Yeah, it's not like some of these other crappy cities in California where, you get the 10,000-mile view of the commissioner. It's all blurry. We get all of our people clear. You can hear them.
You can see all my facial expressions.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Like today.
Yeah. Dang it.
I didn't know this was being broadcast today on
I didn't
Valley
either.
News Live. No, an hour into it. Nobody said anything to me. Michelle's in here making all kinds of faces, and rolling her eyes, and scratching her arse, and
Probably
oh my
making
God,
obscene gestures.
that's funny. All right.
Oh, you know
Anything
what
else?
I will do?
Yeah, quickly.
Quickly.
We're out of time.
I just want people to know if you don't have access to it. I just wanted to get
To what?
My phone number and email.
Okay.
So if you want to get a hold of me, my number is 701-831-5915. And
Where can they find that? Because people aren't just sitting around with a piece of paper and pen in their hand.
Oh, yes. So it's on my Fargo City Commission Facebook page.
Okay.
So like that, and then my email is listed there as well.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
It's like when I cut radio ads. I get so
I
frustrated.
know, I do too.
I get frustrated. I got to read the business number 2 times, and I'm like, nobody is sitting around with a piece of paper and pen.
Yep.
Just spend a good money for that 30 seconds. Make the best use out of it. It's very simple. Google us at Michelle's Hair Care, Tire, and Welding Shop. Google us. That's all you have to do. You Google.
Brilliant, Jay.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Well, not
Thank you.
only that, but you're actually even seeing some of these businesses now say their website 3 times because all the information you need is right there.
At least people don't say www
Oh, no,
anymore.
all the time.
They do?
All the time.
No.
Anytime somebody says that to me, I tell them,
yeah.
do you know you don't need to do the triple W anymore? And then the response is, oh, really? It's like, no.
Reach out to Jay at
Yeah.
www.
Oh, I got it off. Dang it. I blew that one, too.
WNB.
No, it was like, reach me at www.
Jay, at what point during the day do you decide to be an ass?
When I wake up.
That is good.
Hey, caller, I'll take you. Call Jay Thomas Show. What's up?
Well, I want to comment on Michelle Turnberg.
Yep, go quickly. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Okay, I'm just got a very good impression of her. In fact, both of them that the previous caller mentioned, and the mayor, I think, has probably been in long enough. And I don't agree with him a lot of times. So I'll let it go with that.
All right, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep, appreciate it. All right. Am I going to wake up Monday, come to work, and find out something else happened over the weekend, Michelle?
Probably.
All right. All right.
Probably.
No.
And I have another job. And this is only part-time.
Yeah, this is your side hustle that's turning into a big job. No, I mean, honestly, good for you for standing up for your constituents as citizens and saying, look, I'm looking out for you, and I don't care what people say.
And
I don't
for
care.
people who are like, oh, your political ambitions, people asked me to run.
Yeah.
And I thought, instead of being a keyboard warrior or sitting and complaining, I'll step up and do something about it.
Like most of us do. You said, hey,
So,
I'm going to take this on, man.
It's not like I had ambition.
What is that ugly? Oh, look at. Oh.
No.
All right, listen, folks, have a great weekend. Get out, enjoy the weather. Make sure you stay hydrated because it is going to be hot and sticky this weekend. We're back in studio on Monday. What are we going to talk about Monday? I don't know. We'll find out what Michelle pulls this weekend.